Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to do adding and subtracting algebraic fractions. So let's start with a simple fraction just to revise how we add and subtract fractions. So when we've got a fraction, we've got our numerator on the top and our denominator on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is we need to get a common denominator, so a common number on the bottom. In order to do that, we multiply the fractions to make that happen. So firstly, we look for the lowest common number that both 2 and 3 go into. So in this case, 2 times 3 is 6, and 6 is the lowest number that both of those go into. So we're going to make 6 our denominator. So in order to make the 2 into 6, we multiply that by 3. Well, whatever we do to the bottom, we also need to do to the top. So effectively what we're doing is multiplying it by 3 over 3, which is 1. So it's not changing the value, but it's making it so that the denominator is 6. So 2 times 3 is 6, which is our denominator. 1 times 3 is 3, which is our numerator. So the second one, we have a plus sign in the middle. So we put the plus sign in the middle. And then on the right, we have 2 over 3. To make the denominator to be 6, we need to multiply that by 2. We multiply the bottom by 2. We multiply the top by 2. So we're multiplying by 2 over 2, which is effectively 1. So 2 times 2 is 4. So our answer is 3 plus 4 over 6. So all we then have to do is add the 3 and the 4, and we get 7 over 6. That's an improper fraction because the 7 is bigger than the 6, so we can make it into a mixed numeral. 6 goes into 7 once, with 1 left over. So that's 1 out of 6. So that should be a revision of just adding normal fractions. Subtracting exactly the same, except we subtract the numerators. We don't subtract the denominators. So the next thing I'm going to show you is if we have a pronumeral in our question. So if we have 4a over 3 and 2 over 7a. Okay, I am going to add, but it wouldn't matter if we added or subtracted. The process is still the same. So this one's a little bit more tricky because I have 3 and 7a on the bottom. So our common denominator is actually 21a. So if I go 3 times 7a, that's 21, and 3 times 7a is 21a. There's nothing more simple that both of those terms will go into. So that's our denominator. So to get 3 to be 21a, I need to multiply this by 7a. If I do it to the bottom, I also need to do it to the top. So 7a over 7a is what I'm multiplying. So I've got 3 times 7a is 21a. So 4a times 7a is 28a squared. 4 times 7 is 28. A times a is a squared. So and then we're going to add the two terms. And so then we have 7a on the bottom, so we need to multiply that by 3. Multiply the bottom by 3, we multiply the top by 3. 2 times 3 is 6. And that's our answer. That's as simple as we get, 28a squared plus 6. No common terms, no like terms, so we can just leave it like that, and that's our answer. Okay, so let's have a look a little bit more complicated. All right, let's look at if I have 2x minus 1 over 3 minus, that makes me plus x minus 1 over 4. Okay, I'm doing pluses because subtraction is pretty much the same, but I'll show you this question later with a negative in the middle. So if I look at my denominators, 3 and 4, 3 times 4 is 12, There's no other number that both 3 and 4 go into, so I'm going to make 12 my denominator. So to make 12 the denominator, I need to multiply this 3 by 4. If I multiply the bottom by 4, I need to multiply the top by 4. So what I need to do is multiply this whole top term by 4. So I'm going to have 4 times 2x minus 1. Then I'm going to add my other term. So 4 times 3 is 12. So I need to times the top by 3. So I now have 3 times x minus 1. So I need to take the numerating line and simplify that. So I need to expand those brackets. 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times minus 1 is minus 4. Then plus 3 times x is 3x. And plus 3 times minus 1 is minus 3. And that's all over 12. What I'm going to do now is collect like terms. 8x and 3x. See, I include that sign because that tells me what I'm going to do. So 8x plus 3x is 11x. And then I've got minus 4 and minus 3. So that's minus 7 over 12. And then there's no way that that can be further simplified. Now I'm going to just show you something similar, but same sort of question, but with a minus, just to show you the effect of the minus on the multiplication. Okay, so I've got the same question, but then this one I've got a minus in the middle. So the same process, I need to make 12 my denominator. Oh, that didn't change. So to make the 3 to 12, I multiply that by 4. I need to multiply the top by 4. So I've got 4 times 2x minus 1. So I'm multiplying that whole term. And then on this side, I need to multiply that by 3 and that by 3. Now you'll see that this is a minus. So I'm going to have minus 3 times x minus 1. So now I'm going to expand these brackets. 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times minus 1 is minus 4. Now I'm going to use this whole term here. Minus 3 times x is minus 3x. And minus 3 times minus 1 is plus 3. It's really important that when you multiply these out, you include the sign that precedes the number. And that's over 12. So now we simplify this, just like we did before. We collect our like terms. So I've got 8x and I have minus 3x. So 8x minus 3x is 5x. And I have minus 4 and plus 3, which is minus 1. And all of that is over 12. Okay, so I hope this helps you understand the adding and subtracting of fractions. If not, just send me an email and I'll have another go at explaining whatever is your issues. Good luck.